Next question comes from Hector on YouTube. At what stage of your fermentation is the yeast harvested? Was there a selective recovery of yeast made? How did you handle trub? What about yeast cell counting, yeast viability of the recovered yeast? So this is in reference to me showing some of my yeast handling practices when I was working at Cartridge. And what I was operating with is I was operating with a yeast brink, a scale, and I did have a microscope, so I was able to do some cell counting, and I was just getting into doing some viability testing. I don't have a lot of experience with that. What I was doing was I measured all of the variables that I could control for. So what I would do is, whether it was my lager yeast or it was L3, London 3, those are the two primary strains, London 3 and then the Augustiner strain were the two primary strains that I had going in-house. I would get those beers cold crashed for 2 to 3 days, usually 2 days. The day before harvesting, I would blow down a little bit of the cone. But as I developed my practices, the bottom of that cone would already be blown off from my use of cone shaving. You can go back and check out some information on cone shaving in earlier videos, but basically cone shaving is just kind of gently dropping the bottom of the fermenter through the first couple days of fermentation. So getting all of the protein settle out, hop settle out, trub, if you call it that, dead yeast cells, popping that off. And so I don't have to do as much of that because I've gotten rid of most of that early in the process. But you do want to make sure that you get that bottom portion, the cone, out. Harvest from the center of the cone. And then I was harvesting by weight. I was doing 2.2 pounds per barrel for average strength worts, up to 3.2 for stronger ale worts. And then for lagers, I went up to 4.4 pounds per barrel, and north of there when it was a high gravity lager. Not that I did a lot of high gravity lagers, but those are the practices I used because that was what was available to me. I made them cold for the same number of days, used the same harvesting technique, and then typically I pitch same day. So anyways, that was kind of what I did, just trying to eliminate any variables that I can control for. And that's what I did. So I appreciate your question, Hector. September and June, I might have to think on that. I will say this, and this is not pandering. The best comment I've had in the chat. I'm taking this a different direction because you asked what's the best question I've had in a live stream. I would have to think on that, but easily the best comment that ever happened in a live stream was in an early live stream when I mentioned that my wife and I have 6 kids, and none other than longtime channel superstar September and June chimed in. Adam makes beer more like Adam makes babies. Easily the best off the cuff comment in the chat. So tip of the hat to you, dude. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you feel as if you got any value out of the video, please like and subscribe. There are also other videos that you can watch. They're gonna maybe be over here or over here. Appreciate you watching.